What's up, guys? We are the Guild Masters of Anime. I am your DM, Ibex, here with my DMA.
Yori. Hello.
There we go. And today, we are bringing you the best antagonist from Bleach. The one and only Sosuke Aizen.
Yes. The only big bad in Bleach that matters.
Yes.
I don't like what they did with the 1,000 Year Blood War. They should have just ended it with him.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Once the whole story with Aizen was done, that's where it should have ended.
Mm-hmm.
To say, granted, there were some nice things from 1,000 Year Blood War, but as a whole, it should have ended with Aizen.
Yeah, definitely. So, little, not spoiler, but I don't know how to say it. But just a little caveat here at the beginning. We are only going up to before he starts evolving with the Hogyoku, because that would make this a lot more complicated. So the build is up to level 20, and it is just Aizen as we see him before Aizen. The Hogyoku power-ups.
Yes. So, obviously, beginning with the race, you are going to take the Fallen Azumar.
Yep.
As, again, we discussed in a previous video with Yamamoto, the Soul Reapers are, we feel that the majority of them are the Azumars. Whether it's Protector or Variant or whatever else there is, that is primarily what they are. Aizen definitely would fall into the category of Fallen Azumar.
Yes. On top of that, he is also a Paladin, like the other Soul Reapers. But since he did betray the Serite and the 13 Core God Squads, he is an Oathbreaker Paladin.
Yes. So you'll be taking 8 levels of Paladin. First level, you get some proficiencies. We chose Persuasion and Insight. Because Aizen is very persuasive and he's very insightful with his subordinates.
Yep.
It is very hard to pull a fast one on Aizen.
Yeah.
Now, level 2, you get your Divine Smite, your spellcasting, and your fighting style. Your fighting style, we chose Blind Fighting because, again, it is very hard to sneak up on Aizen. He is almost always aware of everything going on around him. Even if he's not looking in that direction, he still knows what's going on around him. Yeah,
his spiritual presence, his spiritual sensing is very high. So it's very hard to get one over on him. When I sold this selection up to you, like I said, even Soifon, the leader of the Stealth Corps, could not sneak up on him.
Yeah. Even Ichigo coming out of the Garganta mid-swing still couldn't surprise him.
Yep.
So level 3, as Yor here said, you are going to take the Oathbreaker Oath? Oathbreaker Oath.
You're going to break your oath as an Oathbreaker.
Exactly.
So take an oath, break it, and now you're an Oathbreaker.
Yes. And one ability that you get with Oathbreaker that I felt just works perfectly is the Control Undead. Because as we stay with Yamamoto, the Hollows we would characterize as undeads.
Basically. Yeah.
So it works that he leads the Hollows, he's able to control them. Now, level 5, you get the extra attack.
Yep.
Honestly, you probably won't use it that often because Aizen doesn't really use his sword very often.
Exactly.
Like 95% of what you're going to be doing is using spells.
Yes.
Only in those dire moments of they're in my face, I need to be able to get away. Is he going to use his sword? So that doesn't come up very often.
Or when you're dealing the killing blow.
Or when you're dealing the killing blow.
That's really the only times that he uses his sword.
Yes, I could definitely.
So.
Level 6, Aura of Protection. Now this one, it grants you and a friendly creature, but Aizen is very selfish. Self-serving.
Yeah.
I almost said selfless. I'm like, wait, that's not right.
He's selfless.
So you're only going to be using that for yourself to get that bonus to those saving throws.
Yep. Now, if you are playing with a party, they do get this benefit, but, I mean, you should be... Now, I don't want to create any toxic tables, but if you're playing Aizen, you should be playing against your party as well. Just understand that they're your puppets.
Yeah. Now, level 7, I felt this one just worked perfectly for Aizen. It is the Aura of Hate.
Yes.
It just fits so perfectly with who he is and the history he has with the Soul Society.
Oh, definitely.
It just...
It had to be done.
It had to be.
Like, that one, You have to get that one. The last level of Paladin is going to give you an ASI, which of course you're going to want to bump, especially your charisma. You want that as high as possible because Aizen is very charismatic. He tricks
so much.
The entirety of the Serite for years, millennia. So he had to make those checks.
He is so persuasive. He's so persuasive that when I went back and watched the show again, I knew who Aizen was. I knew what he was going to do, but I still fell for that grandfatherly act.
Yeah.
You can't help but be sucked into it. That's how good he is.
Yep. Yeah, he played his role very well. So next is you are going to have 12 total levels of wizard. Specifically, you are going to want to take the School of Illusions. So Sosuke Aizen uses illusions daily for everything.
It's not even second nature. It's first nature for him at this point.
Exactly. So the power of his sword, Kyokatsu Getsu, it allows him to project illusions so real that they are indistinguishable from reality.
Yeah. Literally, whatever he can come up with in his mind, he's able to make it seem like it's real. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, one stat that you want to make sure that you are also trying to bump whenever you get an ASI is your intelligence.
Yes.
Because wizards, do use intelligence for spellcasting, but Aizen himself is incredibly smart.
Yes.
He's incredibly charismatic and is incredibly intelligent.
Yeah, you're going to want those two to be your main stats. Obviously, bump, your dexterity. You don't want to get hit. But honestly, most of the time, they're going to be attacking thin air and not you. So,
yeah.
Hey.
So at second level, after you gain the School of Illusion, you do get Illusion Savant, which basically makes it easier for you to learn illusion spells. Because again, Aizen is very proficient with them.
Yep.
You also get an improvement onto your minor illusions. Where some people are able to do little tricks here and there, Aizen is able to go a step further than that.
Yes. Next is another ASI. Again, bump that charisma or bump the intelligence. You want your spell saves to be extremely high for those checks against your illusions. You don't want anyone seeing through them. After that, you're going to get malleable illusions. So this one is very important, right? Because
this is the bread and butter for Aizen.
Exactly. Because what this lets you do is when you do cast an illusion spell,
as long as it lasts,
it's hard for me to read it. So
as long as it lasts a minute or longer.
Yes, you can use your action to change that illusion. So while other people cast illusion spells, it's kind of set once they do cast that spell. You are able to go in and change it. So this is basically his sword's ability, right? His illusions, he can mold them to fit the situation that he's in, and it's an ever-evolving kind of thing, right? Even when people think they finally figured out this is an illusion, you can't trick me, guess what? That was an illusion as well. It's an
illusion within an illusion. Now, level 8 and level 12 of Wizard, you're going to get some more ASIs. So again, Charisma, Intelligence, we already got them up high enough. We've got some options for feats we'll be talking about here in a little bit.
Yes.
Level 10, you get Illusionary Self, which basically allows you, as a reaction, to create a illusionary duplicate of yourself to avoid an attack against you. Like we said, Aizen is very good with illusions. You think you're attacking him, you think you're doing damage to him. In all reality, you're either hitting empty space or you're hitting someone else that you thought was him.
Exactly.
So it makes it very difficult for you to hit him, and this allows that.
Exactly. So this is basically how you're going to set up your attacks. When you do use your sword or whatever weapon you happen to give your character, this is how you set up those attacks, right? Yeah. You want them to fight your illusions, exhaust their resources, and then you just walk up and poke, and we're done.
Pokey, poke, poke.
Exactly.
Now, obviously, Paladin and Wizard, you get a lot of spells.
Mm-hmm.
You want to primarily focus on illusion-based spells.
Yes.
That's the bread and butter. That's your go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to mix in some damaging spells, some attack spells, by all means, go for it. Because there are spells that Aizen uses that does a lot of damage, like Bakudo number 99.
Of course.
Black Coffin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which, on that caveat, by the way, I'm letting y'all, you listeners and watchers know, I personally am making the all the Hados, Bakudos, Kitos. I'm taking them and turning them into 5e spells for the people to be able to use. So look out for those. I will put my profile name in the comments down below so you can look them up and just try them out. It might be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we're going to go on to the section where we talk about the suggested feats that we recommend for this character.
Yes.
The first one that we picked was Shadow Touched.
Mm-hmm.
This one, again, Aizen defected to Hollows, where Soul Reapers are perceived to be the good, the light, the people that protect everything. The Hollows are the dark, the shadow, the evil.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense that he has a bit of that shadow touching his essence of who he is, and so Shadow Touch just felt like it fit very well with that.
It does,
and
it's almost that corruption there,
exactly,
you know?
And it gives you that invisibility spell, which Aizen is very good at using.
Yeah,
he's very good at that.
Mm-hmm. It also gives you silent image.
Yes.
So those two spells, just more illusion spells for you to use and to confuse everybody around you, even if it's your party.
Especially if it's your party.
Another feat that we recommend is Observant. Aizen is able to pick apart anybody he sees. He is very good at picking apart their fighting styles, their personality, pretty much anything. And Observant will kind of help you do that, right? You're also the next one. I'll finish Observant, but Skill Expert is another one, and that one is very self-explanatory. It just gives you extra skills. We personally chose Performance, Persuasion, and we bumped a Charisma.
Yes,
because Aizen spent years masquerading as a captain, as a Soul Reaper. You want that performance to be high, right? You want nobody to truly understand your real objectives and your real personality, so you're gonna want to make those checks, right? But Observant, go ahead and read it out because I can't see from this far.
Okay, so Observant, what it is...
Get me a screen, man.
We really do. Observant, what it does is, one, it increases your intelligence or wisdom. Mm-hmm. So obviously for this build, you're going to go for intelligence.
Yes.
But if you can see a creature's mouth while they are talking, whether you are in hearing distance or not, you can interpret what they're saying.
You could read their lips.
You're very good at reading lips.
Mm-hmm.
And it also gives a +5 bonus to your passive perception and investigation skills. Because like we said earlier, Aizen is very hard to pull a fast one on.
Yes. Extremely difficult to get past.
So
having those passives just automatically be high, it's basically his spiritual sense, you know?
Yes. Now, we did talk about Skill Expert. The next one that we are going to recommend is Meta Magic Adept. Specifically for Subtle Spell.
Yes.
Because you want to have it where it's very hard for people to tell if you're casting a spell or not. So Subtle Spell makes that very easy for you to do. Now, all the other meta magic abilities you can choose from, kind of pick or choose however you feel would fit best. We chose Quicken Spell because that allows you to cast a normal one-action spell as a bonus action instead, allowing you to do more spells in one turn.
Yep.
It allows a quicker casting of illusions on top of illusions.
Exactly. You gotta double cast those illusions to get people to get confused.
Exactly. And now for the last feat, I'm going to leave it to my DMA because this is his favorite feat.
It is my favorite feat. Every character should have this feat. I said it last time. I will continue to say it. It is Alert. Alert gives you a +5 bonus to your initiative, meaning you are more likely to go first.
Allowing you to put on those illusions before anybody else is able to react to it.
Exactly. And on top of that, alert also makes it so that your character can no longer be surprised as long as you are conscious. Which means nobody gets the drop on you, and you get the drop on everybody else because more than likely, the you they're looking at is somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, that is our recommendation, guys. We have not found a homebrew version of Kyoku Sugetsu.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
If we do, or if we end up making ourselves, we will put it in the comments down below letting y'all know. But for now, that is all that we have for y'all today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you keep coming back and watching more episodes. And if you have a character from an anime that you want to see made into a playable D&D character, let us know in the comments down below, and we will make that character for you, and we will post a video so that you can create this character as true to a version of that player as possible in D&D.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
More than likely, I might already have it done. I like to make characters. It's kind of a little vice of mine, and I have a lot of them.
He has characters like I have dice sets.
Basically. So, yeah, leave your comments, your suggestions. And if I happen to not have that character already made, I am more than happy to try my hand at making it.
Yes.
So, definitely leave that down below.
Alright, until then, guys, take it easy and